Matt, I think you frequently said in your career that you usually like to judge a team's improvement that can be very significant between game 1 and game 2, but in game 2 you had the big fella back in the middle. You were much better tonight. From your perspective, just in all facets, how much did he contribute to the total package?
Well, I think obviously he helped us at the rim, blocking 7 shots at Alter, probably a handful of others, and I think that's where his impact really helps us. Then he can score with his back to the basket, and so if they're going to switch things or pressure us or stretch the defense out in any capacity, and when you throw the basketball in there, they're too far, away from him to double. Then it's a long run for them, whether they come ball side, they come weak side, which they do a lot. They double with their low man. So we just tried to stay as high as we could in motion and getting the basketball. He obviously had 3 or 4 opportunities where he still should have scored the basketball for us. But, I thought he was ready to play at the start of the game. I didn't think he was ready when he subbed in at the end of the first half. Then I didn't think he was ready to start the second half. But then when he subbed back in, he did a better job. So just got to get him, ready each time when he subs in and try to keep him fresh and try to keep Jay Simpson fresh.
Matt, they started out with a 17-12 lead, and then you outscored them 42-50 in the rest of the first half. What changed between those two segments?
Well, I think they did a good job of bringing AJ out, and they knocked down a couple of jump shots. Then they drove the basketball, and then just made a couple tough plays, I thought. But I thought if we could stay into the basketball on ball screens and try to keep the ball out of the middle of the court, we would be okay. And but they did a good job of trying to attack him from the high post and drive the basketball. And like I said, they knocked down a couple 15-footers. We really wanted to, to stay into Vanalis and make it hard for him, and we were able to do that.
With AJ, you talk about how well he played there at the start, and then other times where maybe he wasn't ready to come back in. And with him, is that a frustrating scenario? Is it still something you look at and you think of that you're excited about just because of the promise that is there? If he ever fully comes around, is it both?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. You want more consistency. What I like about with all of our spots is you have somewhere else to go. So if he doesn't play well, I think Jay Simpson has proven that he can help us with his ability to score. You saw tonight that they doubled him a lot. You saw his ability to pass the basketball, but both those guys got a long way to go in their ball screen defense. We got to do a better job in our ball screen defense. And tonight we did a better job on the glass in the second half, but we still don't have it where guys are dominating the glass the way they should be.
Coach, I'm not sure if you heard the news out of Minnesota tonight, but Robbie Hummel got his first NBA start with Kevin Martin there. Can you talk a little bit about the significance of that for his career?
Well, I think it's great to see one of our guys get an opportunity. He's worked very hard. He's dealt with adversity. I always say this to our players, basketball's a thinking man's game. And Rob Hummel makes other people better on the court just because he's a selfless guy and he just knows how to play the right way. And he was great for us in so many areas. So it's good for him to be able to stick with it and get this opportunity, and hopefully continue to get better. And you're only going to get better through playing. So sometimes when somebody gets hurt and you get that opportunity, that's what you need.
Coach, can you talk about A.J. Hammons' ability to block shots without fouling? Is that something specific that you've worked on in the offseason? Can you talk about his ability to actually do that tonight?
You know what? He's always been that way. It's nothing, we talk about or we watch film in terms about when to wall up and just stay big, and when to be able to commit, to blocking a shot. A lot of times when you commit to blocking a shot, you're blocking somebody else's shot besides your man, even though it does happen where you're playing one-on-one, you block somebody's shot. He's better in those situations, one-on-one, of just getting big. You don't realize how big he is until sometimes when he just actually raises his hands there, and he'll block a shot just standing on his on his feet and flat on his feet.
He sat for 3 nights and came out and just seemed to just provide a burst of energy, not only for yourself but to everybody around you early in the early going. How ready were you to play, and could you sense that the guys were feeding off you, especially once you started taking the lead?
I just been really preparing just to play since just coming off of the suspension, really. But just pretty much just being prepared at the beginning and warm-ups, just getting some shots that were close penalty, and then them feeding off me pretty much the block shots, just trying to get my team hyper ready since I to them since everything happened.
AJ, the 7 blocks, I think, is a career high for you. Most of us don't get to know what it's like to be 7 feet tall out there, trying to playing basketball. But how much of that is something that you really enjoy about this game, playing defense and blocking shots?
I love playing defense. Blocking shots is my thing. I just like doing it in practice when people always talking stuff. So swat their stuff back in their face is a great thing.
For whoever wants to take this other than AJ, how was his impact felt around the rim, especially in the first half?
I'll take it, I guess. I think, it was really felt. The first couple of plays was kind of a little bit like last game. Guys got kind of biased. We can't really, ride them in our hands. Setting them into AJ was a big thing today. They was one there. They're out of control. He was playing straight up. He wasn't reaching. And he was getting us a lot of blocks, which sent the ball the other way. So I just think having him in there was just a huge presence for us. It was felt.
AJ, you obviously had a solid game tonight, but with it, you being your first game back, what do you think you need to improve on as the season progresses?
Pretty much my defense on the ball, really, because my man was kind of taking me off the dribble, taking me to the hole, so I need to work on my footwork a little more, and just being down the stance and just being aware when the ball's down the court.
Terone, the scoring seemed to be pretty evenly distributed tonight. You had 4 guys go over 10 points. Can you just talk about how that seemed to be a little better than opening night?
I feel like opening night we got a lot of guys missing careers, like around the basket, things like that. But tonight, like you said, it was well rounded. We got to move the ball. They were the type of team to double the post. We've been working on that all week. So once we got the ball moving, they were in rotations. We were able to get drives and also able to stretch the defense out with some 3-pointers. So it was good.
Errik, you guys are down 5 in the first half, and you go on an 18-0 run. You scored the final 5 of those points on a tip-in and a 3-pointer. Just what happened kind of in that run where you had been behind for the first couple minutes and then you just kind of pulled away?
I think we just decided, that we were going to lock down and play harder than what we had been before. Got a couple rebounds, got the ball moving a little bit, got some assists. So I think that's what we really shined at, transition stuff. So it helped out the run a lot. Just rebounding the basketball was really key.
AJ, I know it was only 3 games, 2 of them being exhibitions, but what did it mean to be back in the court with your teammates here, especially after an off season of working to get back to this point?
It felt really great, to tell you the truth. Just sitting on the bench kind of sucked, to tell you the truth. Then they just keep it on, just keep it and make sure I'm doing all right in practice and everything, just make sure I'm ready for when I get back. So it just felt good to be out there with my teammates.
I don't know who would want to take this, but Vanellis was 30 points in the season opener. He was the top 10 scorer in the nation last year, and he had 2 points at halftime tonight on 1 of 6. Just what was kind of the approach to try to shut him down or limit him?
I played horrible on defense last game, so I had to come out and try to do something. I felt like last game we let guys get into a rhythm, and he's a guy that if he gets into a rhythm, like you say, he can go to 30 to 40 points easily. And I felt like tonight, the way we guarded the ball screens, staying to the ball, me and Ray and Sterling, we sent a lot of bodies at him, and I think that's something that won now.
AJ, just the spirit you sort of came out with in the first couple of minutes, how much of that was kind of the special occasion of you coming back under the circumstances, or how much of that was just what you are now, how far you come from last season?
I just came out to play. It wasn't about trying to cut on just hype because I was in up there. I just came out to play because coaches told me just to focus on it, don't try and do too much extra stuff. So he just said come out to play. So I just came out to really play. Then I made a couple good plays, I guess, at the beginning. So I just kept going with it. Then the second half I came out kind of sluggish, so I had to pick it up.
Ray, can you talk about, I guess, your role coming off the bench? Once you get in, what are you looking to do?
I'm just looking to come in, play hard, bring a spark, get the guys off the bench that coming in with me, just get them to play hard and lead by example out there. Cause I come up with a lot of new guys with Sterling a couple of the freshmen is coming in with me. So I just lead them by example and play hard, show them what it takes, and get them set up on offense, get them set up on defense, and just do whatever Coach Craner tells them.